Music, crowds, e-games, and sheer excitement. This is Saudi Arabia in 2023. Over 2 months this summer, it's been playing host to one of the largest gaming and esports festivals in the world, Gamers 8. With a total prize money of $45 million, it has attracted over 1 million players and visitors and hundreds of millions of viewers online, according to its organizers. Kingdom says it's putting Saudi on the map as a global esports destination.
Effectively, you're bringing in the top talent, the top gaming developers, publishers, players, putting them in state-of-the-art facilities and studios. The Saudi government is really trying to propel this industry to new heights and not just, be visible in this sector.
There's nothing like a game of Pac-Man on an old arcade. It reminds me of my childhood, but gaming has evolved dramatically since then. There are more than 3 billion players using PCs, consoles, and mobile phones. The industry is expected to grow from $227 billion in 2023 to $312 billion in 2027, according to PwC. A big number that the kingdom wants to tap into.
In early 2022, we saw the creation of Saudi Games Group, which effectively was given approximately $38 billion war chest to effectively invest in everything gaming and esports related.
A key player driving the kingdom's multi-billion-dollar investment into gaming and esports is Prince Faisal bin Bandar bin Sultan. I caught up with him to find out more about the kingdom's strategy and its implications on economies in the region.
Our outlook by 2030 is to have a GDP contribution in Saudi of roughly 50 billion Saudi riyals, which will roughly be around 1% of the GDP, which, I'm not a numbers guy, but when they first told me, we're looking to be 1% of the GDP, and I kept saying, do we want to say 1%? That sounds like such a small number. And then they translated that to me into 50 billion riyals. I'm like, well, can we take it down a little bit, maybe 0.8? But it's a growing industry worldwide. So to be an additive part of that as Saudi, with our community, with our investments, not just here, but globally, is something that's very important to us.
How are you looking at the entire value chain, and where does it make sense?
Some of our overarching KPIs in the national strategy for gaming and esports are not just the GDP contribution, but 40,000 jobs created, 250 companies based in Saudi, both local and regional headquarters.
Are you worried that you're not going to hit your targets?
No, because I know this community, I know the talent we have, I know the efforts that are being put behind it from the top level all the way down. Well, we are ambitious. And what's important is we're not just being ambitious, we don't just have big targets, but we're being given the tools to succeed in those targets. So when you look at all the movement that's been happening in the Vision 2030 and the diversification of the economy, one of the most important things that we've been looking at is how do we really become, by 2030, a global hub for gaming and esports. When people think about gaming, you think about Japan and Tokyo, you think about Seoul in South Korea, you think about, Burbank in California. We want Saudi and Riyadh and Qiddiya to be a natural part of that conversation.
We're very aware of how oil and gas has been absolutely pivotal. How important is it going to be to get out of that legacy industry?
Well, I think it's very important. Diversifying away from that creates the ability to be more, look at things in a more long-term, stable way. And I think that's what's key to everything that we're doing. Whether it's entertainment, whether it's gaming, whether it's tourism, we all work in lockstep together to make sure that we're creating the best for the future of our people.